Both sides in the Sean Diddy Combs case have until today to give answers for how the music mogul has been communicating from jail.
I was about 15 years old, and I remember him just sitting down with me, being like, this is kind of like what you got to do, Aaron, in your future. And okay, you're a grown man, and when Michael Jackson was alive, you are backing him, you are up his, you are kissing his.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are.
Because my next guest just testified before a federal grand jury. He says he was in possession of a trove of digital evidence from Diddy's freak-offs and parties.
Oh God, you will not believe the absolute drama that just unfolded in the courtroom today. Diddy's attorney literally stormed out, yes, stormed out, as some seriously damning new evidence came to light in these mounting legal cases against the hip-hop mogul. And let me tell you, things are looking really, really bad for Diddy right now. I mean, it seems like every single day there's some new shocking revelation or disturbing allegation coming out, but this time, this evidence supposedly links him directly to these absolutely horrifying claims in the lawsuits. We're talking about physical violent outbursts and these incredibly bizarre, unsettling parties that paint such a disturbing picture of what was really going on behind closed doors. And you should see Diddy. He looks completely shaken. His carefully crafted public image is literally crumbling before our eyes. These lawsuits, they're alleging this horrifying pattern of him hitting and people. And now that some victims are finally feeling brave enough to come forward, more and more terrible details are emerging. The court cases are getting nastier by the minute, and Diddy's reactions? From anger to total frustration. It's so obvious he's feeling the heat. I guess even all his power and influence can't keep this web of accusations under wraps anymore. But wait until you hear what evidence caused such a stir. I mean, honestly, this man just keeps digging himself deeper and deeper. After everything that's come out, you'd think he'd show some shame and tone down his behavior, right? But no, he has absolutely zero remorse or guilt about any of this. He's only upset because he got caught, not because of anything he allegedly did all these years. Even when his home was raided, everyone knew what he was up to, but he just didn't care.
During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and the large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
Oh my goodness, you won't believe what the federal prosecutors just revealed. They're saying Diddy has been completely disregarding jail regulations in this calculated scheme to manipulate witness testimony and influence potential jurors. Can you even imagine? According to court documents filed Friday, he's apparently still trying to control everything from behind bars. We're talking about a 55-year-old former entertainment industry titan who's now facing these absolutely massive charges: racketeering, you name it. Even though he's pleaded not guilty to everything, they're keeping him locked up in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. The court basically said, nope, you're too much of a flight risk and we can't trust you with the case's integrity. His legal team has been working overtime, filing motion after motion to get him out, begging for new bail hearings, but prosecutors are having none of it. They're pointing to all these things he's allegedly done while in custody as proof that he needs to stay right where he is. This case is seriously making waves across the entertainment industry. Everyone's wondering just how far Diddy's influence actually reaches. The stakes couldn't be higher. Prosecutors are determined to hold him accountable while his defense team is fighting tooth and nail to get him out. I heard the most shocking thing. Apparently, Diddy's been paying other inmates to use their phone accounts. Can you believe the nerve? He's totally going around the prison rules, using three-way calling to contact people who aren't even on his approved list. But wait, it gets even worse. When they reviewed the recorded calls, they caught him instructing his family members to reach out to potential victims and witnesses. And get this, he's been directing them to push certain narratives on social media. It's like he's trying to run a whole PR campaign from behind bars. These revelations just show how far he'll go to protect himself. Even locked up, he's still trying to manipulate everything and everyone around him. The prosecutors are using all of this to argue why he absolutely cannot be allowed out on bail. Oh, and you won't believe this birthday drama. So Diddy had his kids post this video on social media of them all gathered around celebrating his birthday. At first glance, it seemed innocent enough, right? But prosecutors are saying this was all orchestrated by Diddy himself. They say he was meticulously tracking the post's engagement metrics, literally discussing with his family how to make it go viral. The whole thing was apparently part of his master plan to sway public opinion before his May trial.
Why is that not a fair outcome?
What he did here is on a magnitude of unlike anybody else you could imagine.
I mean, everyone is absolutely stunned by the sheer audacity of what Diddy's doing while he's supposed to be behind bars. Here he is, facing these incredibly serious charges of racketeering and what's he doing? Running full-blown PR campaigns for himself, allegedly tampering with witnesses, and trying to control the media narrative. The fact that he's orchestrating all these social media posts and reaching out to potential witnesses from a prison cell is just mind-blowing. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. It's completely unheard of for someone in his position to have this kind of control over their public image and case strategy while detained. And let me tell you about these recorded calls they found. Some parts are redacted, but what they did reveal is absolutely shocking. They caught conversations between Diddy and his adult son that supposedly show they were planning to blackmail victims and witnesses. Can you believe it? They were allegedly pressuring people to either keep quiet or give testimony that would help Diddy's defense. And get this, they even caught him on tape telling his sons to get rid of any and all evidences.
Not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay.
The prosecutors are absolutely adamant that there's no way they can let Diddy out. They literally wrote that there's no condition that could guarantee he won't flee or threaten others' safety. And his suggestion about having 24/7 private security, they're not buying it at all. They say he has this uncanny ability to get everyone, employees, family members, even other inmates, to do whatever he wants. So when his team tried for bail again, for the third time, mind you, it was shut down immediately. The ruling came down on November 27th, and the judge was crystal clear. There's just no way to keep the community safe if Diddy's out there. His lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, tried to sweeten the deal by suggesting Diddy could stay in this fancy 3-bedroom apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side, monitored 24/7 by Patriot Security. They even promised he'd only communicate through his legal team. But nope. The judge wasn't having any of it. And can you believe what his attorney tried next? They brought up this case involving the former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Mike Jeff, who's facing similar serious charges but got released on a $10 million bond with GPS monitoring. But prosecutors quickly shot that down, saying Diddy's case is completely different because of all his alleged witness tampering from behind bars. During the November 22nd hearing, prosecutor Christy Slavic didn't hold back at all. She flat out said, he is paying his way out of custody and continues to flout the rules. He's a flight risk, a danger to the community, and he's trying to obstruct and subvert these proceedings. The prosecutors were especially worried about this private security firm idea. They basically said Diddy just can't be trusted, period. Now, his lawyer, Alexandra Shapiro, tried to play it off like that birthday post was totally innocent, arguing that Diddy's already getting enough bad publicity and that his social media posts are protected by the First Amendment. But with everything else going on, especially these claims about him trying to influence witnesses and control the narrative from jail, can you really blame them for keeping him locked up?
And sometimes when Kim lived on 70th something street, and I would go upstairs with Diddy, you could hear the in the hallway. And I would just shake my head when he come out or whatever, and Kim would be in the house. And it's always about where she was at or who she was dealing with.
And oh my goodness, let me tell you about this deeply disturbing video that's resurfaced. It shows Diddy actually hitting his ex-girlfriend Cassie in broad daylight in a hotel lobby, like right there in public. If he's bold enough to do something like that where everyone can see, just imagine what might have happened behind closed doors. This video has everyone questioning his character, and it really makes you wonder about all these claims of him trying to control and intimidate people from jail. But wait until you hear about this absolutely horrifying new lawsuit that just came out in Los Angeles. A fashion designer named Bana Bongolan has come forward with the most terrifying story. She claims that back in 2016, Diddy actually dangled her from a 17th floor balcony. This allegedly happened at his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura's apartment. And this isn't just some isolated incident. We're talking about more than 24 lawsuits now, with people claiming he drugged them, threatened witnesses, and caused physical harm. The details of Bongolan's lawsuit are absolutely chilling. She says Diddy showed up at Cassie's apartment that night, just banging on the door and shouting. When he got inside, things got really scary. She claims he grabbed her and actually lifted her over the balcony. Can you imagine how terrifying that must have been? At the time, Bongolan only weighed about 100 pounds, so she couldn't really fight back against him. She says she was desperately throwing her weight backward, trying not to fall to what would have been certain death. Thank goodness Cassie came outside to intervene, but even then, the situation was horrible. The lawsuit claims Diddy pulled Bongolan back over the balcony ledge only to slam her onto the patio furniture. She's now seeking $10 million in damages, and honestly, can you blame her? She says this wasn't even an isolated incident. It was part of a whole pattern of threats, intimidation, and violence that started from the moment she met him. They had a professional relationship. He wanted her to work on things like a clothing line and album cover art, but according to her, it turned into this absolute nightmare. Of course, Diddy's team is denying everything. His representative told the BBC that anyone can file a lawsuit regardless of evidence, and they're confident the claims will be disproven in court. But with all these allegations piling up and everything else we're hearing about his behavior even while he's in custody, you really have to wonder what the truth is. So what do you think? Leave a comment below and let us know. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be the first to see my next update. I post juicy celebrity secrets like this every week, so you won't want to miss out. This is just incredible. Never in my wildest dreams did I think we'd see someone as powerful as Diddy potentially falling this far. But here we are, watching it all unfold in real time. Stay tuned because something tells me there's still more to come in this shocking story.